Fast life, the fast living. They see the ambition, they know I'm past driven. Look, we are not the same, this is not a game. I've been swerving through the city in and out of lanes. Yeah, cause you can see it and I want it, then you better know I got it. And the watch is I'm about to do the damn thing. I'm an outlaw, you can never catch me. I'm in first place, you can never. These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right.
We'll see how it goes, because I will be working all week and I'm trying to get other things done while I'm at it. So we are going to be refreshing up the engine. We're going to be picking up the other engine as well for spare parts and going from there. And then we're going to reseal the whole entire engine itself with new seals, new gaskets, everything. So the full 9 yards, just so I can be 100% sure with this engine. But like I said, there's no major damage on the engine itself other than the valve being bent. 2 of them are slightly bent and not crazy. But I do have a spare head just in case if I decide to just put that one in. Pulling this out real quick and draining the oil. Alright guys, so the oil is all drained up. There's nothing crazy in here like shavings. I'm sure there's going to be some on the pan due to that chain breaking away completely. But I'm going to put this back in and then pull this engine out. I don't have an engine stand here, so I'm gonna have to figure something out to take care of the part. This is a competition clutch, Snow Bunny Phase 2 clutch, brand new. So I'm gonna pull this off, clean it up, and put this on the engine stand and start taking this apart throughout the week or whenever. And also I'm going to be cleaning this up as well really good, just to be sure it's 100% there. Alright guys, you can tell brand new, hasn't been used at all. There you go. Alright guys, so it's the end of the day. I'm going to go ahead and start working on this. Let's start removing all this stuff and all the hardware from the actual engine itself. As you can tell, that comes off easily. So guys, as you can tell, all that chain is up in here. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to clean that out. I'm gonna put it in that Cuda parts washer right there, just so I can clean all that oil off. And then after that, I'm gonna have to blow this out and make sure it's all clean once it's all cleaned up. But yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and put it in the parts washer and then start cleaning that engine over there for now. So alright guys, so as you can tell, engine is out, all torn apart completely. I just finished cleaning this up, so I'm actually going to be painting this real quick. So I'm not going to get any kind of footage of this because I'm trying to get out of here at work. But other than that, you'll start seeing this getting put together by tomorrow or so. We'll see what happens, but stay tuned guys. Hopefully you enjoy this video. And the engine's actually not too bad, honestly, so I'm going to be putting it back together, cleaning everything out really good. So as you can tell, got the engine all back cleaned up, painted, and refreshened up over here. I went through all the surfaces to make sure it's all good. So as you can tell, nice and clean, no issues at all whatsoever. Everything checked out good, from the crank to the bearings to the rods and all the pistons as well. So had to make sure that was all good. As you can tell, the head's still there. I'm gonna have to be pulling that apart still, which I'm gonna do actually Monday or Tuesday and stay here late and finish it up. But besides that, I did finish cleaning the intake, rear main seal housing as well. That got all cleaned up really good. So we are going to be cleaning up the valve cover, repainting this to a whole different color. But let's go ahead, start putting that crank in, checking all the clearances with some plastic gauge, and making sure it's all within specs. And if it's all good, we're going to put it together. I think I might get some engine assembly lube, put them on here, because who knows how long it'll be. But if not, I might just put some oil, because it's going to be mostly done by the end of the week. So right now it's Saturday, so let's give it to next week, depending on how much work I put into this. These all put in place. I want to make sure they're nice and flush before I install this. So I'm going to go ahead and get my plastic gauge. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here, but I'm going to be installing everything right here on the crank. So guys, as you can tell, I have plastic gauge right there on each. Put on that engine, torquing down the specs. So I'm going to go from 20 foot-pounds to 40 foot-pounds on the last pass and make sure it's all good. And after that, we're going to pull it all apart and check our clearances. Alright guys, so as you can tell, right here we have our clearances right around 0.02, 0.03, right in the middle, 0.02 right there, as you can tell, nice and even. So I think we are within specs, guys. It's hard to get the little thing around here, but we are pretty good. Right there, even. And this one's like right around there, 0.02 as well. So I think we are good, guys. It's going to be right in specs. So now let's go ahead, clean this off, put that back in, clean the bearings off as well. So alright guys, so we're going to be putting this back right on for the last time, and it should be good after this. There's no need for me to put oil there, but I want to just for the hell of it. So I want to put some right here, there, rub it down, make sure at least I have a clear mind of that I actually did lube these up. So should be good, guys. Let's install it for the last time and start installing the pistons and start doing the bottom end. A little quick tip: whenever you start torquing this down, make sure nothing seizes up and make sure it spins freely without any issues. But as you can tell, no issues whatsoever. Let me go ahead and do my last pass and go from there. But we're doing good so far, guys. tell, perfect, no issues at all. It's not binding up, spins freely how it needs to be. So now let's go ahead and rotate this engine over and start doing them pistons. But I am going to be covering this in the bottom just in case I don't get to it. But besides that, guys, we are perfect over here. Crank feels good, smooth, no issues at all whatsoever. Alright guys, it's Monday. I got this all marked down for my shims here. So I'm going to pull all these out completely, and then I'm going to be tearing down the whole head, valves, and all that stuff as well. And I want to put this aside because I want to clean this up really good and put them in the parts washer, then clean the whole head up as well, just in case it can be nice and clean and I don't have to worry about being it all dirty. So as you can tell, there's a lot of corrosion. I want that all out of the way. So let's go ahead and pull this apart. Alright guys, so here's the engine I picked up last night. It's a little bit rusted here and there. There's water in there. It was a running engine, but I guess it's sat too long now. Crank hasn't spun at all. So what I'm going to do is take the parts I needed, pull the head off and inspect this, because I got to pull the valves out as well, just to get some spare ones. Besides that, guys, let's have this apart in one piece. Alright guys, so took everything apart that I needed on the front cover. I won't be needing the mounts at all or anything on the side here, so I'm gonna just toss this out. Still gotta do a few passes here with a wire brush just to make sure all that corrosion keeps off of it. So besides that, we're gonna be replacing our valve seals in here and relapping everything just to be 100% sure. And after that, this engine is gonna be 100% once it's all finished up. But besides that, let's get to the other stuff and start assembling this engine. I got all the stuff I needed. I got some valves, I got this sprocket here just in case, the chains just in case, and I got the oil pump drive gear and my actual timing chain gear there because mine did break. All that was all messed up here and scratched up, so I got that all off of the other engine, and also the front lower timing cover and all the oil pump stuff in there. Actually pull that apart, inspect it, and make sure it's all good. But as of right now, getting this head prepped, I'm gonna go ahead and put them on the drill here because I want to make sure everything's 100%. I'll relap each one of these valves just in case, so I don't have any other issues. Might as well do it now. It's gonna take me a little bit longer. I wasn't expecting all of this, but I want to be 100% sure so I can actually have this engine running perfectly. And if I do sell it, I'll start doing a JC swap. But right now, doing the intake side first and going from there. I know for sure these two valves right here are completely bent, so I might just skip these two for now and go to the other four right there in the back. So we're gonna go from there. All right guys, so what I am doing here is actually putting this valve right here inside the drill itself. Let me see if I can do it with one hand. So what I'm doing is checking for any kind of misalignment, because some of these valves barely hit the piston, but I think it was only these main two right here for 3 and 4. But I'm gonna check all these just in case. But as you can tell, this one right here is actually perfect, no issues at all whatsoever. So we got a few more to do and we should be good. And also guys, what I am using here is some Permatex valve grinding compound, and I'm just going to be putting a little bit here and over here to make sure it's all perfect. So let's go ahead, put this in here, turning around, and check how it does. Just like that. Alright guys, and just like that, as you can tell, nice and clean. Let me clean this off for you real quick and show you how it looks. Want to be 100% sure over here, just to be safe. But I'm gonna do all these valves and go from there. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil on these valves so they don't have to be dry whenever I start it up. So even afterwards I'm gonna put more. So besides that, let's go ahead and start putting these springs in place and get this engine done completely, or at least the head cylinder itself, you know. So we'll see how things go. Alright guys, so copper spray is all put in place, spray down. ARP studs are in place as well. These are only hand tight, you know, you don't have to put them on super tight. So now let's go ahead and grab this head, put everything here. Peak engine's right there. Looks really good. So right now I'm actually gonna lower the engine off the Ranger, pull the car out, and pull the engine back inside the storage unit. And then tomorrow or in the next few days, I'm actually gonna be installing the engine and getting it all prepped. And hopefully by the end of the weekend, if I have the time, I'll have this all back up and running. And then I'll start putting the windows back in place because I had to pull this one off. We're doing good so far. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. And in the next video, you're going to see the engine getting put in place and how it came out. So, other than that, guys,